Hi all, welcome to Parker's Reefs. If you've made it this far, we're on to part 2 of my Sydney local fish shop crawl. Sit back and enjoy. We've got a few shops to get through today, so I'll slow the video down a bit more and hopefully we'll get a better chance to have a look at the stock, and feel free to ask any questions below. Okay, so our first stop today is Reef, River and Reptile in Hornsby. I'm going to have to admit this is one of my favourite shops of Sydney, and I've been here a few times, and every time I leave with a smile on my face. It's a big shop. They recently moved to this premises. When I say recently, I mean the last few years. They've got a huge range, and probably what I like most about it is it's really frag focused. So anyway, we'll get to those corals in a minute. I guess we walk in. I must admit, we've come in here right on opening too. So let's go in through the entrance, come down here, you can see a whole range of tanks here, obviously a lot of planted ones as well, considering that they are called Reef, River and Reptile. You see a neat little setup there for people to make their own artificial salt water. And pretty quickly you're greeted with one of their display tanks there. I just changed the colour a little bit so you can see it a bit. This is what Eric at the store there calls his Ma and Pa tank. He says this is their softy tank that pretty much everyone should be able to have at home. Shouldn't be anything difficult in there. And then this one here, their Red Sea tank. I think this is a Red Sea 650. This is a little bit more high end. It's got some really cool corals in it, a lot of SPS and chalice, and a few other corals that you don't see all that often. So yeah, this is a really cool little tank. Well, it's not that little, it's pretty big. All right, we'll go past a lot of the freshwater plants. You can see a lot of the really cool driftwood they got up there. Huge stock in case you're into that sort of thing. Quick look at some of the dry goods there, a bunch of foods. And you get onto this really cool morph tank, which has got this angled front pane, which gives you a little bit better of a viewing angle of what's available. I should point out at this point in time that Reef, River, Reptile, they run a system there which all of their coral frags are $25 each, or you can get 5 for $99. Now that goes across, you can see the sign there up the top left, that goes across all of these tanks. So whether you're looking at morphs, whether you're looking at euphyllias, softies, SPS, LPS, whatever it is, that 5 corals for $99 or 25 each. Runs across the board, which is a really novel idea. You know exactly where you stand. You can go in there with $100 and pick out a nice little pack of corals. I'll put my hand up and say I bought 2 packs worth. I actually left with 11 corals that Eric's going to send to me this week, so I'm super keen to get my hands on them. Here's some more. Here's some of the Zoa ones here. Huge variety. Honestly, you could spend a long time in this store. It's really cool to just look across, not having to bother a employee every 2 minutes asking how much this coral is or that coral is, or the 1, 3 in from the left and 2 back. You know they're $25 each or 5 for $99. All right, some more softies there. We're going to make our way over past some salt. This is probably the area I spent most of my time at, which is the SPS and Monty tank. Eric's got a huge range of various Monties here, which just had me looking over them for ages. There's all sorts of bits and pieces in there. A bunch of really nice Samacora too. I got a really nice yellow Samacora and a green Samacora. Some of that, I think it's maize. A couple of different Monties. What else did I get from there? Maybe a couple of Leptos too, I think. Just a really cool variety of corals. Considering that most of the fish stores in Australia get their corals from the same sort of handful of suppliers. A lot of Eric's corals here are grown as frags from his tank at home. So with that in mind, he tends to have a variety that not the other stores have at that given point in time. So it's cool to look at. And if we come over this way, you can see the fish are going a bit slow. I've deliberately slowed this video down because I got some really good constructive feedback that in part 1 of this tour, we're going a bit fast. So I've slowed it down here so you can have a look. We've got some SPS colonies here. Obviously, these colonies are not part of the 5 for $99 deal, but they're still super affordable, and there's a good range in there as well. And they're all looking nice and happy and healthy. You can see some really huge softies there in the bird's nest. Looks like a Favia or something there in the background. Some Monties. And then just down, we can see here some fish systems. I'm going to scroll past those pretty quick. Come back to the coral setup. I'm just wandering around the store at this point in time because there's so much to see. But we can see, yeah, you got your marine fish there. You got some fire fish. You got flame angels. You got some tangs up there. Some varieties of clowns. Looks like a scopaz tang, some blue tangs, yellow tang. All of your staple sort of fish there. Must admit, I didn't see anything super unique there, but I didn't go looking too hard. These little baby blue tangs were pretty cute. Lawnmower Blenny joining the party there. They all looked happy and healthy, but yeah, nothing super unique there. Or it could have just been that I was completely sidetracked by the coral the whole time, because I must admit, despite going to like a dozen shops in a couple of days, I really only bought coral from a couple of places, and this was a place where I loaded up a bunch of frags. You can see a live rock tank there, which is really nice. You can the rock's just there curing away. It's got good flow in there. And then we've just skipped over here to their fragging supplies. I quite like that you can buy the frag plugs here by the pack, or you can buy them individually as well. If you're just after one or two, if you're buying a new piece and you want to break it in two, you can grab whatever sort of tile you like. And they've got a variety of tiles here that you can buy all individually. I'm talking like a dozen different types, which is full on. Add to that they've got the magnetic frag racks there. They've got various filtration medias. We've got some glues. Eric's even got the Ryobi drill bits that he recommends you drill into the tiles if you want to really get the SPS to sit in there. All right, there's that's all the freshwater tanks there. They've even got some koi or some goldfish there, which is pretty cool to see. Coming from Victoria, we don't see koi, which makes me sad, because one of my friends over in Sydney that has a koi tank, or two of them do actually, and they are incredible. But unfortunately for me, cannot have one. Anyway, let's go upstairs, and we'll see up here is their sort of dry tank showroom, I guess. They've got a bunch of tanks up here that you can have a look. Just the different brands, different sizes, different build qualities. There's a lot of stuff up here, but it also gives you, as you can see here, a pretty cool view of the shop. Well worth having a look around up here and seeing if something grabs your interest. All right, so we're just going to speed up the video a little bit as we scroll through some of the dry goods. You see a huge range of canisters and pumps, water conditioners, different pond fountain type pumps, some more of the driftwoods, some really cool bits of wood there for planted tanks, and yeah, a whole bunch of glass boxes essentially, as well as all the electrical goods to run them. There's just one more thing I wanted to show you with Reef River Reptile before we leave, and that's the service that both Evan and I encountered when we were there. There was a rock of morphs there that we really liked, but we only wanted one of. So we asked Eric if it would be possible to grab just one of those, and he was more than happy to take us over to his frag station here. You can see he's got taps there, which have got new salt water from the tank and RO water. That there's the rock that we wanted cut up. And you can see this cool device here, this battery-powered angle grinder, which has got a special disc on it, which it's not like your normal angle grinder that will cut your fingers off. This one works off like a vibration. And also Eric had those wicked big cutters there, which will just cut through anything. So he was kind enough to cut one of those morphs off the rock for us, including a bit of rock so we can glue it down. Really good service. Yeah, anyway, let's move on to the next shop. All right, the next shop it is, and here we are at Eastwood Aquarium. Another one of my favourites in Sydney. I always manage to make it there when I'm in town, and most people know Eastwood as basically the home of SPS in Sydney. They always have the best of the best, and definitely did not disappoint despite being midweek here. As soon as you walk in, you're greeted with these incredible display tanks, just with, look at the digitata just growing throughout there amongst some other birds' nests and monties, and just some crazy things in a gorgeous blotchy anthea, or a blotched anthea. I can't remember what they're called now, but a nice anthea, let's call it that. Nice stag sitting on top of that rock there. You come across, they're greeted with yet another incredible display. This one's got a bunch of rose bubble tips in there, including some real big ones. Yeah, I guess you'd call it their Softy or LPS display. They got Macans and Trackies and some cushions and Singularias and cool things in there. But let's get on to what most people want to see, and I've slowed the video down just a little bit here so you can get a little bit longer to look at them all. This is what I'm talking about when you say you want to go to Eastwood. Look at this SPS frag, just heaven here. Sam and Sonny just have this incredible range of SPS frags here. So many different species and colours and growth patterns, and it's just hard to find one spot to look at. It's another place where I got a bunch of frags from, just because there's such a variety, stuff that you don't see everywhere every other day or every other week. So I could honestly spend hours just looking at this tank. There was that many different varieties in there, but the show must go on. This video is long enough, so let's keep looking along. And as you can see there, we've got some LPS frags as well. Doesn't excite me as much, but I know some of my mates really love their LPS, and there's a whole bunch of different acans. We move on to some of the zoas here. There's just, some wicked pieces in there. They're nicely laid out so you can see how much per polyp they are, how much per tile they are. Some incredible rainbow ricks. I'll put a picture on screen of what that rick looks like. That doesn't really come up on the iPhone all that well, but once I broke out the DSLR, it just looks a treat. So enjoy the pictures of that. And let's scoot along on up to what I thought was the coolest display tank in store. And that's this amazing tank here. I'm not sure what kind of tank it is. I think it's an Aqua One, actually. Yeah, but this thing had some incredible pieces. The first thing I noticed, and I'm zooming in on here, is what looks like a red dragon to me. It's only a little frag, but that's a super rare SPS in Australia. And these pieces down here, which look like a pink digi, not your forest fire, which has been kicking about now for a little while. These are just a pink on pink digi, which is completely different. And as you can see, it's a bare bottom piece, all sorts of frags in there. This next tank here is not really a display tank, and it's not really a for sale tank. This is just Sunny's stash. So there's some pretty cool bits and pieces in here that aren't for sale yet, but are being grown out, so they will be for sale soon. Exciting stuff. And if you make your way around the corner at the back here, you'll see the SPS colonies that are for sale. Believe it or not, even though there are so many pieces there already, a shipment of SPS came in the next day. So there was even more SPS in there, which, as you can see from the sign, all these pieces, 45 each, despite being some bright and large colonies in there. So, Eastwood definitely know how to bring the SPS to the game, whether you're talking colonies, frags, common stuff, rare stuff, you name it, they've got it. All right, let's have a quick pan around. It won't take me too long. Eastwood's not a massive store. They're not known to be like a supermarket of the industry. They're known to be boutique and carry just what you need, and that they do. So we've got some dry goods along the walls there. You've got some fish here, cool French angel it looks like, clown tangs, blue tangs, what else we got in there? Some fish go fast, banner fish. I am deliberately scrolling through this pretty quick, so if you're a fish geek, I apologise. I really came to Eastwood to see the coral. You got some colonies of euphyllias, cushions, what else there? Some bubble corals, leathers, frog spawns, torches, looks like some turbinarias, monties, some elegants, some more hammers, and then your live rock up the back corner there. Of course, you got all your supplements, aquaforest gears, pretty popular one at Eastwood. And I can't help but just have just a little look over here as well. We got some more tangs, lipsticks, and this beauty here, this sensational gem tang. I must admit, when I started my reefing journey, I never thought I'd be interested in a gem tang, and now every time I see one, my heart skips a beat. So I'm going to have to try and hide my credit card so I don't purchase one anytime soon. Thankfully, I didn't have to hide my credit card from those SPS frags. They were amazing, and a bunch of those are now on their way back to me in Victoria. This is the other side of the display tank. It's got a cool little gig there with a gorgeous, looks like a Picasso clown in there. Got a pair of them, actually. Nice rose bubble tips and zoas, another blotchy anthea. And one last look at that tank before we hit the road for our next stop for the day. Hope you're all still enjoying the footage. I know we're 14 minutes into the clip, but let's keep the good times rolling. All right, here we are, the final stop in my two-day tour. Last but not least, Acoustic Aquarium, basically in the city. I've been to this store a few times before, and it has a really strange ability of being able to get me excited about planted tanks. And when you walk in, this is the first thing you see, and it absolutely takes my breath away. Both of these tanks, in fact, probably all three of them, actually make me want to get a freshwater tank, which is rare. It's not something that I say every day. So huge tip of the cap to these guys for their incredible planted tanks. But as I mentioned in yesterday's video, this is Parker's Reefs, not Parker's Rivers. So let's scoot on past this freshwater stuff and see what we came to see. And this is This is where it's at. This is one of their display tanks with what has to be one of the most extreme gonies I've ever seen in my life. Some incredible recordias there. What else is there? There's a really nice mushroom there, nice recordia. Sorry, not recordia, rhodactis. Some trackies, nice clam, some acans. Pretty cool little display tank. All right, let's scroll over here. I'll speed things up a bit. We'll go past the plants, which I'm sure are important to make those planted tanks, but yeah, we're not going to bother looking at them. Whole range of salt there. We move on to the next display tank here, which the guys tell me some of the corals in this tank have been around for a long time. I really love this smooth skin blue and purple at the front there. I've just never seen anything like that before in my life. Granted, I've only been in reefing for about 6 years now, but it's rare to see corals that you haven't seen before. Plus that, I'm not sure what they call them, that sort of cabbage style coral down the bottom right. That color combination, although it's brown, it has a white frill, which is really unique. Moving on now to SBS tanks, you can see a good range of pieces there, again, despite being totally midweek. I think these guys were expecting a delivery the next day as well, but still had a huge range on display. Scrolling past some Coral Essentials gear there. The guys have got the full range, which is always good to know. You got some of the LPS tanks there. Nice range there. You can see some more of the dry goods over the back. Good range of aquaforest supplements, foods and stuff. What do we got down here? Red Sea test kits. What else there? All the Salafit test kits, Sarah test kits. Some more of the supplements as well. And then I think over on this side we got a big range of Eheim gear, including their pumps, heaters, tubing and all that sort of gear. Just do a quick scroll past some of the pieces here. You get some cool Rhodactis rocks. Moving into, what do we got there? Some Lobos, Elegance Duncans, Morphs, some Zoas, some more Frags, some Helios, huge range of Helios. I must admit I haven't had one of those in my tank for a while. Some crazy Trachophilia there. Look at that one in there. That one actually had me interested. I'm not a huge Trachophilia guy. I reckon my angel would eat it, but that was a good price. If it's still there, I'd recommend a local getting down and buying that because I think it was only a couple $100. One quick more look at this tank here, and we'll wrap around. There's that blue and purple piece I love. That's crazy. And yeah, quick look at their fish before I wrap up. This is basically where the 2-day local fish store tour of Sydney ends. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. If it's not too much trouble for you, if you can like the video, and if you want to see more like this, feel free to subscribe. If you have any questions, pop them down below, and I'll do my best to get back to you ASAP. And keep reefing, guys. I'll look forward to bringing you some more videos soon. Cheers.